This video is used to demonstrate a feature of Microsoft Project called Earned Value. In preparation, I'm going to prepare a plan from scratch, and if you want to follow this through, if you're using other versions of Project, there might be some very subtle differences in where you find icons or commands. This is Project 2013, and initially what I'm going to do is display a project summary task, line 0. In here I'm going to type something as simple as refurbish room. Underneath I'm going to paint the room, lay a carpet, and I'm going to install some furniture. I'm then going to set some durations for these tasks. So I'm going to have 3 days, 2 days, 1 day, link them all together, and when they're linked together I'm then going to give the resources the jobs to do, so the painter, the carpenter, and facilities. And for earned value to work, I need to be recording costs against these. So on the resource sheet for each of the resources, I'm going to enter some standard rates: £20 an hour, £25 an hour, and £15 an hour. So from the resource sheet back to the Gantt chart, pretty much now I'm preparing the plan to a set point. I can see now this whole project is going to cost me £1,000. So now is time to actually move into the earned value area. First of all, with earned value, it's important to set a project baseline. So from the project tab, set baseline. And there are multiple baselines that I could choose. I'm just going to stick with the default one. From here, I'm then going to nip into file options. And what file options will give me on the advanced tab is settings about the earned value methods being used. In other words, which baseline. There could have been more than one. And also, am I using the standard percentage complete field, or would I like to use physical percentage complete? Not going to use physical percentage complete, it's a bit of an odd field. I'm going to stick with the default percentage complete option. So I have a baseline, I've checked the earned value method. Let's have a look at the earned value table. So a little right click, nipping into more tables, I can choose earned value. So now the costs are starting to come through. I can see the estimated cost, for instance, at completion, the baseline cost at completion, the planned value, or the budgeted cost of the work scheduled. There's quite a few columns to learn here, but by changing little pieces each time, you'll see most of the columns will change their values as we go through this. So if you notice this green line, that imitates today's date. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go forward to Friday and the end of this week. And I'm going to pretend, by using the current date in the project information box, that it's the 4th of the 10th. And you can see the date has shifted over. What I'm going to do now is, as of this date, painting the room is completed. Everything was done on scheduled, bang on time, etc. So if I mark it as 100% complete, we can see the planned value, or the budgeted cost. The work scheduled was 480, which matches my original values. The earned value, therefore, everything completed on time, is 480. The actual cost of the work performed, again, 480. Everything finished on time, so there's no date variations impacting on costs or individual costs impacting. My estimated at completion, 480. My baseline at completion, and there's no variance. So now we'll change this slightly. Let's imagine instead of on Friday everything was finished, in fact it was not quite complete. So I'm going to change it now to 75%. What you'll notice here straight away is the schedule variance has changed, and also the earned values have dropped. I'm £120 behind in the value of my project plan at the moment. The earned value at the moment is 360. I wanted to be at 480. I'm 120 behind. There is an additional column that can be shown, and I'm going to add this. It's called the SPI. And if I hover over it, you'll see this is called the Schedule Performance Index. It represents a percentage almost, if you like, and at the moment it's running at 0.75. If it was at 1, it would be bang on track. As it's less than 1, this value is showing me that I'm slightly behind where I should be on this task at the moment. So let's go and make this 100% complete again, and now you can see my Schedule Performance Indicator is 1. I'm bang on where I need to be. The carpenter has also started a bit early, so I can start putting in figures. You can see now I'm 0.5 ahead of myself on the performance indicator. And again, the different columns showing me that the various costs of the work performed against the original estimates and earned values that have come through from the baselines. We do the same with the cost variance. So this is all about scheduled variance, as in date changes. But let's imagine the carpenter has reported that there's been some problems and some extra materials have had to be purchased. I'm going to add the fixed cost column, and we're going to say, for argument's sake, there was a £75 extra charge that wasn't allowed for in my baselines. This now produces a cost variance. So at the moment it's showing a negative value. Let's assume the carpenter completed the job and this £75 was still outstanding, or additional costs. I'm going to move forward another week in my plan. So I'm going to go forward to the Tuesday of the following week to imitate that it's Tuesday the 8th. And we're going to report that the carpenter has actually finished the job. However, with this additional £75, there is a cost variance. So all the work was performed okay, the scheduling was fine, but there was a cost addition to my plan. In the same way that I added SPI, I can actually add CPI, the cost performance index, and this is showing again a value slightly below 1, so it's showing me that I was actually below where I was in my estimates, and I've had to pay more out in the long run. So we'll twist this around to demonstrate the difference. If I change this, say, to minus 75, in other words, I had a rebate for some reason. Now you can see my cost performance index is 1.23, above 1, so I've actually ended up saving money on my original planned baseline values. So that's a demonstration of earned value. Some people like changing these into customized fields and having, say, smiley faces. That's for another day. Thank you for watching this video.